Do you want to create extended reality training for your organization and avoid the major pitfalls XR projects often face? Today, we're talking about why AR and VR projects fail and what practices you can take to ensure success in the short and long-term education of your learners. Creating training in AR or VR is not a small task. Providing value to your organization through higher engagement and streamlined training and advanced metrics, it takes some work. And there's no denying that the stakes are high when developing interactive training programs, and there are some crucial mistakes to avoid. So let's talk about some reasons why AR and VR projects fail. First, the planning process of an XR project is crucial to get right and involves lots of thought, input, and decisions that will decide the direction of the final experience. If you've already tried to develop an AR or VR application for training and had a bad experience, well, it's worth trying again. The technology is advancing quickly, and when you find the right XR vendor to partner with, you'll be able to realize your vision to the fullest extent. A foundational step is to evaluate the reason why you're pursuing XR training. Now, the latest VR headset and AR glasses are certainly products that feature incredible technology, but it's critical to remember that technology alone won't make the training better. It's the intentional design of the immersive experience that will benefit your learners. If you see these XR training programs and quickly think of a pain point in your organization that could be solved, immersive learning may be the answer. XR training programs are most effective when the goals and objectives are focused and specifically target one area of training. Whether that be a technical process or a social situation, maybe a safety procedure or emergency training, just to name a few. A pitfall we see here is when a client pursues XR training to teach a broad subject area, or they add unnecessary peripheral content to the training material, diluting its overall effectiveness. When choosing the subject of your XR program, a good practice to avoid this problem is to keep the S.M.A.R.T acronym in mind. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Another issue we see is when client organizations don't utilize all the talent and expertise at their disposal. Your organization likely has subject matter experts, instructional designers, experienced trainers, and IT professionals who all have valuable insight. Tap into that experience to build the strongest content and infrastructure you can for your XR program. When brainstorming the content itself, it may be tempting to take a current e-learning program and convert it one-to-one into the flowchart of an XR program. In our experience, not every kind of training works in an immersive format. Some aspects of traditional training are brought to life in VR, but some may be stagnant and unengaging. A crucial mistake to avoid is assuming you can simply convert your current training content into extended reality. Instead, narrow down your vision until the content solely involves physical actions, user choices, and critical thinking in real time. Additionally, provide as much detail about the specifics of the training as you can, as more information allows the vendor to faithfully recreate the experience you need and provide accurate estimates and timelines. The final mistake we see during the planning process is when organizations don't record existing performance data or metrics to use in comparison to their new XR training program upon completion. The most effective way to measure the success of their project is to know in detail how their current training is performed and where the gaps are. If you're considering an AR or VR training program, take a look internally and evaluate how well you track and analyze the success of your current training. The development process is next. Planning is complete, flowcharts are approved, and the vendor is beginning to build the XR experience. It's exciting to see your vision come to life, but there's a few things you should keep in mind. First, scope creep. It's a problem for any large undertaking with many moving pieces, and an AR or VR program is no exception. If you have thoroughly developed and vetted your flowchart for how the XR training is constructed, changes and additions to the program will be minimal during development. You should be able to achieve goals and hit due dates without major problems. Avoid adding more content or functionality to the program, as new decisions may have a significant impact and disruption to the work of the vendor's development team. Think changing scripts, interactions, and steps. All should be properly vetted and approved before development starts. When the vendor has an alpha version ready for testing, make sure only the core team is available to view that alpha version. However, when you get to a beta version, more participants and mixed levels of involvement should be participating, including those who are unfamiliar with the program internally. By introducing a variety of learners to experience the program, you invite insights from people who aren't biased by assumptions or existing knowledge of the training. The development process is an excellent opportunity to identify gaps in the material, find bugs in the program, and improve the experience through thorough quality assurance. Lastly, the XR program is finally finished and ready for distribution to everyone in your organization. The project is in its home stretch, but there are some key areas to watch to make sure the rollout is as effective and smooth as possible. One reason projects fail at the end is because an organization spends all their energy planning and creating this immersive training, but they have no strategy to distribute it when it's finished. This strategy mirrors a key element in the planning process, involving your SMEs, trainers, and IT teams. The best way to ensure all parties are involved in the rollout is keeping a constant dialogue with them about the project. If you don't keep your organization up to speed about the project, it can fail from weak awareness, lack of buy-in from both learners and trainers, or an insufficient support system from your IT department. An excellent way to test the program in real-life circumstances is to give it to a pilot group before distributing it to the entire user base. Participants in a pilot program can give insightful feedback, testimonials, and an evaluation of the program that will accurately reflect learners' perspectives throughout the organization. The final potential failure in an XR training program is in the data that it generates. If you fail to record and track any metrics, you impair the ability to calculate its success. Evaluating the program's performance overall, even down to the individual user, is all possible when the effort is made to record data from learning sessions. VR and AR are incredible technologies when it comes to data collection, and the time spent analyzing that data will reveal insight about areas of improvement for your organization as a whole, and in previously unattainable levels of detail. To summarize, there are key ways to avoid failure when creating an AR or VR training program. Involving your SMEs, trainers, stakeholders, and IT departments will ensure the best input from the start of the project all the way through to its end. Identify your goal early, make it focused, and commit to making the program implementation as quality as you can. Test thoroughly and with varied user groups to catch all the bugs and mistakes and ensure the XR program is top-notch when it's rolled out to everyone in your organization. Lastly, track and analyze all available metrics to measure the success of your time, investment, and effort. All of this is possible when you choose to invest in your learners and choose the right XR vendor to partner with for the creation of your immersive training program. To keep learning, visit us at roundtablelearning.com.